According to a Center for Research on Finance and Business, road infrastructure banishes hunger, alleviates poverty, and improves the quality of human life. The administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, conscious of the fact that road infrastructure is a key to the evolution and prosperity of modern society, determined to enhance economic development and build a competitive and sustainable economy for Nigeria, resolved to revolutionize road infrastructure nationwide upon coming on board on May 29, 2023. His promise during his inauguration was insightful, as his call to action to the honorable ministers was instructive. His decision to appoint a core professional, an astute civil engineer, to head the Federal Ministry of Works was received with enthusiasm and applause of Nigerians, as this was the first time in the history of Nigeria's independence that a square peg in a square hole was appointed to head the ministry. Immediately after his appointment, the Honorable Minister of Works, His Excellency Senator Engineer Mweze David Umahi, moved into action in what he knows best. This is not without fostering consensus with the management of the ministry, the contractors and stakeholders on the need to work together to actualize the road infrastructure revolution agenda of the Renewed Hope administration, and thus achieve the mandate of the ministry with respect to highways construction and rehabilitation, highways planning and design, innovation and maintenance of federal roads and bridges nationwide, provision of infrastructure as well as survey and mapping of the nation's national and international boundaries. All these mandates, as envisioned by Mr. President, is geared towards building a new Nigeria through infrastructure revolution.
God decided to march beyond the dimness of night into open day of renewed national hope. On infrastructure, we shall continue the effort of the Buhari administration.
That as the minister, I will discharge my duties to the best of my abilities, faithfully.
Some of you that in that department will be inspecting the Lokoja Beni Road and will be inspecting the Lokoja Abuja Road. We're going to make changes. That's what we're doing.
Expectation of Nigerians on our road infrastructure is so much, but I want to promise that any road we engage, 50 years there will be no maintenance. And, we are bringing innovation in our road construction that will reduce cost, and we also bring confidence in our people for the use of the road. We want to ensure that Nigerians will engage our roads 24 hours. The tricks you will begin to see in less than 6 months. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vice.
Dexterous in his passion to revolutionize the work sector, Senator Umahi introduced new ideas, policy innovation and creative skills to change the old order of business as usual and to tackle the bane to road infrastructure development and sustainability in Nigeria. He brought on board an extraordinary sense of supervision to ensure cost effectiveness, quality, speed and best standard in road and bridge construction. In one of his interactive meetings, Senator Umahi said he will carry out 80% of his office duty in the field. He's up to this commitment and he even commits almost 18 hours per day in his service as Honorable Minister of Works, working on public holidays and weekends, Saturdays and Sundays inclusive.
I'm not an office person, I'm a field person. After this week, upper week, I'll be in the field and I will settle down only when I've seen all the ongoing projects and the new ones we tend to also bring on board. So we'll be touring the 6 geopolitical zones to see things for ourselves.
Disaggregated cost of a road project to do 1 kilometer.
And I've seen that a lot of contractors in this country are just playing with us. That is very, very terrible. You know, they are playing politics with us. And let me emphasize and emphasize and emphasize. When we pay mobilization fee to a contractor, we will never pay variation on price for that amount that we are paid. How can a marine so-called marine engineer be the engineer that the Federal Executive Council directed that only registered civil highway engineers should be on our road project? I was here and they did exactly the same thing. And there was nothing in it. And we are paying for sharp sand, and we are paying very high for sharp sand. Has the pedigree and the quality and the performance of any contractor you can think of, whether it's Beja or Arusisi or any other contractor. They have the pedigree and the quality and the equipment, you know. So I'm giving them, 99.9% in terms of their performance.
The ministry under Senator Umahi brought new initiatives, policies and attitudes to change the ugly narrative in the work sector, especially the introduction of continuously reinforced concrete pavement (CRCP) on most roads, carriageways and shoulders, effective design of road infrastructure anchored on detailed report of environmental site conditions, environmental social impact assessment (ESIA), and geotechnical report expose subgrade, subbase and base cars to 60 days vehicular movement and continuous ship foot rolling before pavement placement. Sustenance of maintenance of all road under construction throughout the lifespan of the project under contract. Good stabilized and tested subgrade, subbase cars and base cars before pavement placement.
Like this, we have carpet like this. What we want to do, we want to build on top of the deck another. What we were thinking after we are lifting the roof to the level.
We want the suffering of the people to reduce by engaging in one carriageway, do everything possible to finish it. Then you now go to the other carriageway. Our directive will be to maintain, don't touch the existing one, only maintain it, and they concentrate only on the new carriageway. Concentrate only on the new carriageway. When we finish the new carriageway, then we will come over to the existing carriageway. People are suffering. The president is having sleepless night how to help the people. And then we give people jobs and they are telling us stories. There have been jobs awarded by this ministry in the past, money paid, then the contractors help the money. Oh, there is security. Did you not know about security situation before you got the job? Very important. So, in line with clause 51, subsection 1 of the special conditions of contracts, the clause states that the engineer can direct, subject to approval by the employer, that the contract signed, the scope be changed in terms of reducing the quantity, the quality, the forms, the timing, etc. And so we're going to be relying on that clause to begin to review contracts that were inherited within the limits of availability of funds.
The ministry reinvented a more robust approach to funding and private sector participation in the road infrastructure development that is more transparent, more realistic and more productive, and this fund mechanism has helped in ensuring work progress in the inherited ongoing project. Under the Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund (PIDF), Sukuk Road Infrastructure Development and Refurbishment Investment Tax Credit Scheme, and Highway Development and Management Initiative (HDMI).
continue to do our best to support this administration, to support the Mr. President's agenda in ensuring that Nigerian economy is back on its feet and is doing so much better than it is doing at the moment.
In fact, all the roads from Lokoja, down to Benin, to Warri, to Bayelsa, to Port Harcourt, and Cross River that we are doing, they are using concrete.
That is why he's looking at the entire thing to see where there are issues in order to address those issues from the beginning. So, sir, we thank you for this commitment.
The equity basis for funding what is in many ways a highly viable project such as this one is being worked on, is being improved, and the funding will be made available.
This is what you have. Director,
Sir,
I was here last time and I did the same thing, and I directed that we are paying for river sand and we should have
The ministry, in a bid to actualize Mr. President's renewed hope mandate through road infrastructure revolution, embarked on nationwide inspection visits to the inherited ongoing project, numbering over 2,600 and over 3,000 road and bridges for palliative interventions nationwide. This helped him to identify projects that needed a review, a redesign, and Today, the renewed hope administration of Mr. President has achieved unprecedented milestones in his vision to revolutionize road infrastructure for Nigeria's economic prosperity. Our roads are getting better day by day across the 6 geopolitical zones, and people are testifying.
So let me start by congratulating the Ministry of Works under my brother Dave Umahi for doing a very difficult job well. Congratulations.
I've been vindicated that the president did not make any mistake. Again, I want to re-emphasize, like my brother, that it's a case of square peg in a square hole. Thank you, Mr. President.
What we are committing to and we are targeting and working towards is a 77% increase in internally generated revenue for the federal government. So there is where the funding particularly is going to come from.
He has been able to follow the blueprint of our president. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has promised everyone when he was elected that he will take development to every part of Nigeria, irrespective of those that elected him or not. And of course, that is the agenda, that's the Renew Hub. Let me start with appreciating Honorable Minister for his constant supervision of all projects in his ministry. This is what we were lacking before. Like he said here, he's not an office minister. He moved from site to site to ensure that the jobs are done according to specification. And that is what we want in this country. And I want to commend Mr. President for finding him worthy to serve in this office.
Following activities of the team, we know that you're almost everywhere. I want to commend you for the efforts of the team. We know how determined you are to ensure that our roots are back.
Visionaries never get easy passage to push through the progressive agenda without a dogged fight from different interest groups, especially partisan interests. It's my appeal that Your Excellency do everything possible to make this dream and others like the Badagry-Sokoto Expressway a reality. People of Nigeria, including generations unborn, will look back and remember a certain President Tinubu who saw what many did not see.
For Nigerians, I want to state that the most important thing is not only the quality of the roads that we have seen, but the fact that it is being done at the lowest level of amount of money that they could spend. What he's saving, what the Honorable Minister is saving the country, saving from the budget, saving the nation, on the instruction of Mr. President, is unquantifiable. This is democracy in action. We thank Mr. President and we thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you.
So many roads were built at a very terribly higher cost. With the coming of Umahi, the so-called internationally acclaimed companies were put to test by engineer Dr. Umahi, culminating into savings of over 1.19 trillion naira on 3 projects alone. Believe you me, this wouldn't have been possible without the approval of Mr. President.
The most amazing record of development master plan in the history of Nigeria is the Renewed Hope Legacy Project initiated by Mr. President to connect the various trade, tourism and industrial corridors to stimulate economic growth and national development. The 750-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway being constructed, the 1068 Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway, the 482-kilometer Cross River Southeast North Central Abuja Superhighway, and the 439-kilometer Akwanga Jos Bauchi Gombe Highway being designed for construction will be a masterstroke for socio-economic actualization of the country. The ministry's initiatives on stakeholders' engagement and citizens' participation in the realization of these projects have added a new chapter in the road infrastructure development trajectory of the nation.
Today is my day to brag. Whether you like it or not, you are here. And the hope is here. If you have hope, you have Rahman, you have Asiwaju, and you have Dave. The deal is done.
And so I made my calculation, and I want to let you know that the standard carriageway or super highway is 7.3.
Are things we are willing to do with the federal government to ensure that we work to get dividend to our people as quickly as possible, and particularly.
A big man can have a private school, a big man can have jets, but no big man will have a private road. So road is very common, and then we come over to this section too. So what will be awarded and what the president will flag off in the month of August in the land of Kebbi shall be 250 kilometers.
On behalf of the people and government of our states, we thank the president for making Kwara and our sister Niger State an important part of 1,000 kilometers Sokoto Badagry Superhighway.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has made the dream of a new Nigeria possible.
Infrastructural development and management requires a collective effort from governments, private sectors, and civil society.
The President needs your support, prayers, and solidarity to help him succeed in this broad-based, ambitious, and strategic plan to rescue Nigeria from years of developmental deficits. It is a possibility.